Hey there, hola, ¿cómo estás, friends and amigos from all over the world? It's your man, Yafusu, back at you one more time. Now, today, the topic is going to be don't bring a butter knife to a gunfight. Let me repeat that. Do not bring a butter knife to a gunfight. What did that mean? What does this mean? Well, today I'm here to answer a question to a man that goes by the name Mr. Ebenezer James. Ebenezer James. Now, his question is, he said, "My dear brother, I can't get enough of your spiritual teachings. If your woman is having spiritual challenges, do you think it's better to help her than abandon her? Please do a video. I need more information on this subject." So, Mr. Ebenezer James. Okay, first of all, Ebenezer James, I can guarantee you at least 90% that with that name, you got to be a Nigerian person, Nigerian man. I can swear by the Most High that 90% you got to be Nigerian. Anyway, let's move on from that. So your question is, if a woman is having spiritual challenges, don't you think it's better to help her than abandon her? Okay, now, the first thing I'm going to say, Mr. Ebenezer, is as far as I'm concerned, my name is Yafusu. I'll put my hand over my heart and I'll tell you this. Me personally, if I'm dealing with a woman and I notice she's having spiritual challenges, I will not take on that spirit. I will not take that responsibility of taking on a spirit. Call me whatever you want. That should not be my problem. And also, that should not be your problem. And I'm going to explain why. Now, you see, some men may notice that their woman have spiritual problems. But more often, it could be that the man has probably been with the woman for too long, probably have children with her, or probably has invested a lot financially into that woman, right? So in most cases, this is when the fool will think it's best, instead of listening to his spirit and leaving that relationship, the fool will think it's best to fight that spirit or cast that spirit out of that woman. My friend, that is a very, very dangerous thing to attempt. Now, you see, when it comes to women, men appreciate eye candy, beautiful women. Guess what? So do spirits. Demonic spirits mostly choose beautiful, pretty women. Believe it or not. Let me give you an example. No matter where you are in this world, make an attempt to walk down or drive down any blade. And what I mean by blade is a place where prostitutes work. I personally have seen this in at least 3 continents. Here in America, in Africa, and also in South America. Even 4 continents, even in Asia too. Philippines and Thailand. What you will notice, my friend, is that most women that are prostitutes, women that have unclean spirits, are usually very attractive women, beautiful women in some cases. Very, very beautiful women. Why do you think is that? Because spirits, incubus spirits, demonic spirits, they don't go for ugly women. They choose to live with or in a beautiful woman. That's something you should take note of that. Now imagine yourself, Mr. Ebenezer. If you have the power to choose any woman to be with sexually, are you going to choose a very attractive woman, an average woman, or a woman that's below average? I'm pretty damn sure you'll choose the most attractive woman you could find if you have the power to do that. Guess what? Spirits do have the power, and that's what they do. Okay? Now, you see, in most cases, when a man notices that his woman has a bad spirit, right? You see, one thing you should know is that a demonic spirit can live with you and share a woman with you for as long as it wants to. You gotta remember, most cases, before a man gets with a woman, I could guarantee you about 90 to 95% of the time, if the woman have bad spirit, that spirit entered into her when she was young, before she became an adult. So this spirit has been technically connected with that woman for a very long time. So basically, you are coming physically into his domain. But you know, he is in the spiritual and you are in the physical. So he can share the woman with you. It won't bother him. He can take the woman spiritually anytime he wants. You understand? It only becomes a problem when you let your intelligence override your spirit that's telling you that, hey, this woman have something that's not right and I should leave. Right? Maybe you don't want to leave her because in your eyes just to die for. And you don't want another man to have that. Right? Or maybe you have invested too much into her financially. Or in some cases, you already done have children with her. So this is when you make that mistake. Right? The biggest mistake you could ever make as a mortal man is you want to what? Fight a spirit. A demonic spirit. So what do? You, my friend, you go to some pastor or some malam or some spiritual healer. And in most cases, these guys, when it comes to fighting the spirit, they have no clue what they're doing. Okay? That's why I made the title, Don't Bring a Butter Knife to a Gunfight. This pastor or spiritual leader or malam will make some concoctions and give it to you, some holy water or some roots and whatever, right? Put some stuff together and say, take this to your home. This is going to cast the spirit away from your home. Bad idea. Because you see, 95% of the time, it's not going to work. My friend, it's not going to work. Because these guys, majority of these guys, the pastors and the juju man and the malams, majority of them are scammers. They're only taking your money. They know you're going to fight a losing battle, but they'll put something together and tell you, take this to your home and it's going to work. Big mistake. You see, when you take that stuff into your home, right, that's when the spirit is going to rise against you. Because now the spirit has become aware that you are trying to get rid of him. Okay? Spirits, just like humans, are jealous when it comes to their women. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's when that spirit is going to start messing with you. Okay? Oh, he will come after your finances real quick. You got a business, he's going to collapse your business. You will not understand why all of a sudden you are this guy with money and your money is dropping quickly than you can understand. Your bank is going from millions to hundreds of thousands, and if you're not careful, you lose everything. Okay? Now, if it gets to a point that he sees you as a real threat, my friend, that spirit is going to kill you. And this is not a joke. Okay? Now, I hope you are Nigerian, because I know there are a lot of cases in Nigeria and Ghana and in some countries in Africa that young, successful men loses their life unexplainably. And people say, why? How can this young man, sometimes through accidents, he will be driving his Range Rover and boom, drives into a tree, into an oncoming truck and die. Okay? Sometimes what looks like complete suicide is not suicide. All these things are committed by what? The spiritual husband. He will kill you. He will push you off. You could be on the 50th floor because you're rich. You have a penthouse on the top floor. You wake up one day, you're sipping your cappuccino, you're living a good life, and this entity will pick you up and throw you off your balcony. You will fly to your death. People will not understand it. They will call it suicide. But you didn't kill yourself. The spiritual husband did it. Okay? Look, this is not something to be played with. You see, no matter how brave you are as a human being, if a demon reveals himself to you in the physical, 99% of the time you will have a heart attack and die. Because you cannot, what your eyes will see will kill you instantly. And some people think this is a joke. My friend, if you're a wise man, or if you take guidances from any elders, they will tell you, do not tempt. Don't even tempt it. Because these so-called pastors and the Bible and the Quran or whatever is not going to do anything for you. They will lie to you. A mortal human being, chances of fighting the demon and winning It's less than 5%. Now, would you get into a ring to fight something and you know your only chance of winning is 5% or even less? I don't think it's a good idea. Now, the ironic part of this is some women, their families know that in their family they have deities or spiritual gods that bothers them, that's been passed on through generations. If you don't do your research, they don't have to tell you. This is why it's important for men to do research before you marry a woman. Do research on her family, on her background. This is something I wish I knew in my 20s and even 30s. You see, I was not spiritually awoken until very recently. Okay? Of course, some of these things I talk about is knowledge that was passed on to me by an elder. And I feel it's my duty. If somebody asks me, knowledge is not something you keep to yourself. Knowledge is something that you share. Okay? Now, do I know everything about spirituality? Absolutely not. I don't even know half of it. But whatever I know, the little bit that I know, if you ask me a question and I can answer, I will. You understand? Now, on your question, you asked me, should a man just abandon the woman? The answer is no. If you find out your woman has an unclean spirit, you don't just pack your things or you throw her out of your house. You don't just do that. What you need to do is first of all, you have to talk to an elder you trust. An elder you know will keep his mouth shut. I would not prefer a female elder. I would prefer a male elder that you know will keep his mouth shut. You explain the situation you're going through and the things you've seen with your own eyes, and you ask that elder to accompany you to see the elders of her family, of the woman's family. Okay? This is what you have to do. You take your elder to see the woman's family, the elders of the woman's family. You present your case and say, hey, listen, this and this and this and that is what we have seen spiritually about your daughter or your granddaughter in some cases. Now, we come in peace. We want to bring her back home to your family peacefully. This is not our war. If anything, this is something that your family has to deal with. It's not your war. If a woman has spiritual problems, you as a man, let me repeat myself, it is not your war. It's not your beef. You will lose your life if you try to fight the spirit. Too many men have lost their life prematurely due to these problems. It's all over the world. You will lose your life if you attempt to fight the spirit as a mortal human being. Okay? Now, if you're going to leave a woman that you believe have spiritual problems, you must, let me repeat myself, you must give back. If she has ever given you any gifts, you must make sure you give it all back to the woman before you leave her. Don't take anything that she has given to you with you if you're going to leave her. Okay? Now, speaking of gifts, one of these days I'm going to make a video of gifts men should never accept from women. That will be coming soon. My name is Yaufusu. Brother Ebenezer, I hope this little video can help you understand or help clarify and answer your question that you presented to me. Okay? Once again, my name is Yaufusu, Globe Master. I want to thank all you guys, my subscribers from all over the world. My channel is growing and I appreciate that, right? I appreciate all of y'all. Okay? It's late night. It's Saturday night. Weather is terrible outside. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to stay home and keep to myself. Anyway, God bless you all and good night.